we know this going in.
It is very admirable that you want to make sure the fans get something if they're trying to help you out. That just shows you are a good person. You're a good man, and you're not trying to get something for nothing, and that's very commendable. The next question I have is, how did you and Jim Cornette cross paths?
This has gotten to the point where, it's almost, it's just laughable at this point for me. But, what initially had happened was he had seen the clip, I guess, of me doing that with Jimmy, that spot, and saw that I was bled out.
Yeah.
He referred to me as basically posting that I should have bled out basically in front of that crowd so they could sit me in there and watch me die, you know what I mean?
Oh, Jesus.
And he tweeted that, and then that sort of started generating around, and I tweeted back at him, and I said, you know what? I'm like, I basically said, so, what the fuck, Jim? Now you're an advocate for death? Like, you wanted me to die? Like, I just, the first thing that popped into my head was, at me as a person in general, I could watch that clip of him at that scaffold and busting his kneecap.
Yeah.
I could watch that, and I would say not, I would be like, holy shit, like, that's crazy at the time.
Yeah. That was 1986.
I would never have said, I wish his legs broke from the inside out and then he bled to death in the ring and died. I would never say that. No, I don't care what position I'd ever be in. I would never say that about anybody. I just wouldn't. It's just not me.
I just find it interesting because I don't know obviously I've never met Jim Cornette, and growing up in the 80s, I was like, I hated him. He was the bad guy manager, and that spot you're talking about, when he fell off the scaffold, 1986, that stuff didn't happen. And what I don't understand about Jim Cornette is this the real Jim Cornette, or is this somebody working the marks? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a wrestler, right. and I don't even like to use that terminology because I'm not in that world, but is this real Jim, or is this character Jim that says these awful things about people and talks so much shit on people on Twitter? Like, what do you think?
At this point, he's generated a following behind this. Uh-huh. And the reason why I know this is look at 90% of the comments. I don't even say 90%. I'd say like it's a good 50-50 mix. But even if, look at those comments. Look at the people that are following him and look at the words that they use. The Mud Show, fucking, all that shit, deathmatch, fucking crap, blah, 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 blah.